till the end.
Lucas to the sprint finish.
And where does this track rate on our Ghost difficulty index on the GDI, Bart?
It's a 9 out of 10. It means it's one of the hardest tracks we have, especially in the conditions which the track is right now. It's slippery, it's muddy.
Well, we saw it in the women's race. I mean, there's a lot of it has to be run this time. It's rough, I think, or rough. It's rougher than we've ever seen it. The wet weathers, all the routes have come out. It's a mess.
Yeah, probably we will see a bit different race in the men's category. But the last two lines after that BMX section, where the race has been decided last year by Avancini, positions over there are so important.
Yeah.
And here we see that again. That move that Avancini made in the last lap, in the last 1.5 kilometers to the finish line, that was quite impressive. He was now in the lead from this moment on. Nobody else could overtake him. So he started the sprint on the first position and he won that race.
And Thomas Pidcock, 9th row start last week, did lead that race. Front row start today.
Yeah, with the front row start, he's in for a win.
You reckon he can actually do it, huh?
I think he is.
Okay, well, last week's race was one of the best ever. I think this is going to be even better. It starts just after this. Stay with us.
Pump up your tires for the Bike Channel on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
It's a 6th-round Mercedes-Benz UCI Cross Country World Cup Series this year with round 2 here in the Czech Republic, just 2 hours drive southeast of the capital city of Prague. Set in the stunning countryside and rolling hills of the region is the town of Nově Město na Moravě, and it's here in the Vysočina Biathlon Arena that all this weekend's action will take place. It's been a World Cup stop since 2011, with this iconic venue hosting the World Championships in 2016. I'm Rob Warner, and I'm alongside an Olympic, a world champion, Bart Brenchens. Bart, like we said, an amazing race last week, and this has all the makings of being something even better. Thomas Pidcock on the front row today.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to that. Mathieu van der Poel, Thomas Pidcock, but also all the other big names like Nino Schurter, Avancini, 2nd row start for him. Ondřej Sink, he's from the Czech Republic. Yeah, all these guys, they can win a race like this.
Now comes your front row, the top 8 finishers from Friday's short track. Lars Forster won that last World Cup race of 2019 in snowshoe in the USA, and we'll be going back there at the end of this year. Man who came very close to winning here in 2018, narrowly missing out on a sprint finish with Nino Schurter from Christchurch in New Zealand. Anton Cooper, 6 times a national champion.
Number 5, 4 World Cup podiums in the under-23 ranks and a short track top.
New team for Maxime Marot in 2021. 3 times 3rd place overall in the UCI World Cup. No World Cup wins for that man yet. The German national champion, Maximilian Brandl.
And now the World Cup leader from France and riding for KMC Orbea, Victor Koretsky.
In the leader's jersey, Victor Koretsky. Brilliant riding, cross-country Olympic 1 a week ago in Albstadt. He'll be looking for more of the same today.
From France, the world champion for specialized racing, Roland Zalou.
the reigning world champion Jordan Saru. From what I believe, Victor Koretsky has been confirmed for Tokyo, but no other French riders have, so big pressure today for them.
Yeah, big pressure.
The man on everyone's lips after that breathtaking ride from the back last week, Thomas Pidcock. 2020 under-23 world champion, won both the World Cup races here as well last year in the under-23 category. Can he do it in the elite ranks? Mathieu van der Poel, 4 times a cyclocross world champion. Last time he raced here in 2019, he had a perfect weekend. Vlad Dasculu, the Romanian, on the second row of the grid. Nino Schurter there as well with Avancini, as Bart said. Milan Varda, he went well here last year. Simon Andreasen, of course, won the first World Cup race here last year. Kirschbaumer, number 24 plate, a little bit further back. Got a lot of the big names on the first 2 rows. And there's Andre Sink, the big hope for the Czech Republic, and a man with a form to win today, Bart, I would say.
He did quite well last week. Yeah. Of course, he's a good climber, but to race in your own country, home race for him, Andre Sink, yeah, definitely he likes to deliver something special.
Obviously a slight less home advantage for these riders anywhere in the world at the moment, with the lack of crowds. But this will be a fight.
So there's 1 start lap plus 6 laps. The first start lap will be a bit different from all the other ones.
Back goes the tape. Saru poised. Pidcock next to him. Novio Mesto World Cup is underway. Van der Poel fires out on the number 2 bike.
Yeah, Saru, good start, and Koretsky as well with a big gear besides him. Pushing hard for a good position. Koretsky and Van der Poel take it.
High speed down this tarmac.
Over the bridge. Always dangerous with such a big group.
Some dust in the air, believe me. That's the only dust you will see today. Pretty wet up in the woods, drying out fast though, but Van der Poel in the blue there on the number 2 bike, leading Koretsky, the number 1 plate next to him, a broken chain. Well, that's Lars Forster with a broken chain, I think, as well.
Scott Schramm, rider of Camby and Andre Frischknecht as well.
Oh, yes.
We haven't seen that. I think it was Andre Frischknecht.
It was Andre Frischknecht, well done, Bart. So Lars Forster still very much in this race.
So, but all these other riders are safely on their way. Here was Lars Forster in the middle, so yeah, a good start for him, around 4th, 5th position. Maximilian Brandl in there as well. Sebastian Finney saw a big battle for the Danish riders. Simon Andreas and Sebastian Finney.
And this is the last weekend of Olympic qualifying. So for a huge amount of the riders out there, this race absolutely crucial if they want to get to Tokyo.
But also Vlad Dasculu for the Romanian. Have a look at him as well, what he does.
That's right, because we'll talk about it in a little bit actually, with huge implications there for whether Team GB do get a spot.
It is, yeah. So first, back to the race. Who is in the lead at the top of this climb, at the next climb I have to say, before they are entering the Cannondale BMX section. So it goes down one more time.
Henrik Avancini was somewhere near the front part. Maybe use a different tactic this week after we saw so many riders go so hard at the start of last week's race and then fall back. A lot cooler today though, that probably will help them.
That will help a lot, even to recover after a very high intensity, what they have to do in the first few laps. Here was Andre Frischknecht on his way again after that snap chain, what he had in the start. But it's Mathieu van der Poel who is leading.
And still pretty wet in there, Bart.
Sink on the left side for us.
The pace is ferocious.
Schurter second place behind Van der Poel. Yeah, you can see here it's still very wet in the forest. Still muddy.
The track more technical, I'm going to say, than we've ever seen it. The tree roots really been dug out, more exposed than ever. Really slippery as well. Van der Poel.
Thomas Pidcock around 7th position.
There he is in the blue, just going through the bottom of the shot there.
Behind Anton Cooper. Maxime Rod behind him. So a good start for these riders.
Alan Hatherley on the number 10 there, looking like he wants to get towards the front. Saru a little bit further back there in the white with the rainbow stripes around his middle.
Yeah, the speed is very high.
Yes.
Here is Kersbaumer, the number 24 on his back.
Long way back, Bart.
It is, yeah. Long way back.
Long race, though.
Mathieu van der Poel and Nino Schurter.
Again, Van der Poel.
Matthias Flicker is there in the red kit.
Van der Poel's not scared of forcing the pace in these early laps, is he?
No, we normally see that he's pushing really hard in the beginning. Sometimes he's slowing down a little bit in the next laps. But just that again when it comes to the end. Avancini, not a good start, I thought, around 15th.
Well, he's a man we know that likes to be right at the front, usually. Maybe a different tactic, though, after last week.
Andre Singh on 3rd place. Good start.
Yeah, keep an eye on Sink today. And now they're coming down towards where the track will split. And one of the sections that actually in the women's race, well, no one rode it, Bart. I mean, incredibly difficult now, this climb that's coming up.
I'm wondering if the man can do it.
Yep, we'll find out. A little bit drier now as well, of course. Saru goes through in 12th, Blevins, Brado, Griot.
2 different lines here at the bottom. Some of the riders taking the outside line, like Tito Carotes here.
Oh, fighting, and a lot of the men are dismounting.
Also, Matthias Flückiger has to walk.
Some are riding it, though,
Yeah,
Bart. Impressive.
Thomas Pidcock is riding it. Tito Carotes is riding over there on the outside line.
Look how difficult
Like Lars
it is.
Forster does as well. Avancini is there on the outside line, also riding it. That next corner for him is a bit more difficult. But they can manage it so far.
Yeah.
But that's the first lap, that's the first time, so they're not that exhausted so far.
A huge entry here, 145 riders, 37 nations out there today.
Mathieu van der Poel, a fast start he has.
As ever, Bart. As ever.
And Nino Schurter, the only man who can answer that.
Look at that.
Matthias Flückiger now 3rd place with Thomas Pidcock.
And remember last week in Albstadt, Germany, I would say that Matthias Flückiger was in really good shape at that end of that race. He said he felt the strongest on the climb, but a drop of seat post that wouldn't return scuppered his chances. Had to ride most of the last laps stood up as these leading men fly through the Mercedes-Benz rock and roll section.
Yeah, he had to stand on the pedals for half a lap, which is quite of effort, especially when it comes down in the last lap.
Well, after an hour and a half, the speed they were going.
Maxime Rot in there as well.
Onto the tarmac of the Vissershina pump track they go.
Yeah, Nino Schurter has some troubles to follow Van der Poel.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
It looks like, yeah, it is like a couple of meters. Just a second is not that much, but the way how Van der Poel is pushing right now, already in the first lap, the start lap.
Is that a sign he's feeling good? I mean, we've seen it before, though, Bart, and sometimes it doesn't go his way. Sometimes he pays the price.
Yeah, it's like that. It might be that they will slow down a little bit, especially when it comes down to that start-finish area.
I mean,
where it's more flat, maybe a bit headwind as well.
Looking back up the field there.
Yeah, he knows.
See the pace that Van der Poel has set. He has torn this field apart on that one. I mean, that is just testament to how fast he's going.
Yeah. And
now they do slow up a little bit.
But the course will dry up quite quick as well, I think. Already on that bit after Cannondale BMX, riders were already able to ride it, which was impossible in the women's category earlier today. So it means that the lap times will go faster as well.
So the Dutchman shadowed by 2 Two Swiss riders. Thomas Pidcock goes across the line in fourth.
8 seconds down for him.
Sink, fifth.
Alan Hatterley in this group. 20 seconds down already.
Yeah, interesting. I'd say that's a big gap after the start loop, but it could all come back together. Vlad Dasculou comes through. Just inside the top 20 ahead of Milan Varda, who I believe is feeling a bit better this week, Bart. He was a bit off colour last weekend.
Yeah, even he finished around the 20th position last week, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, he had a little bit of fever on Friday, a few days before the race.
Andreasen went across the line in 26, the winner of the first Elite World Cup race here last year.
Joshua Dubois, the French rider, on 35th position.
Sintsov from Russia.
Kerschbaumer, 44. Not a good start for him.
No. Long way back then.
Actually, his season is not so good, the pre-season for Kerschbaumer this year for the Specialized Factory team.
Back into the woods then, lap 1 of 6. Schurter takes on some new eyewear. And you can see why. Look how much mud is flying about.
Yeah, it's still wet here. You can see it. Pidcock is there as well.
Yeah, Pidcock's bridged the gap now. Sink grit in his teeth. He'll want to get onto this leading group, but
yeah, he likes to ride with them. That helps so much.
It might settle down a little bit with this race, and it might not. There's Viktor Koretsky then, leading this big chasing pack.
Yeah, try to close that gap.
Hathley there on the number 10 bike next to him.
Jordan Seru is in there as well. Forster is there in.
And Vlad Dasculou looking like he's having a good day, Bart.
Yeah, we have to explain a bit more about Romania.
Yeah, exactly. So, basically, Thomas Pidcock's ride at the Olympics is still very much out of his hands, not guaranteed at all. It comes down to Romania's Vlad Dasculou today and the two Slovakian riders in this race. If Romania can overtake Slovakia in the nations ranking for the last quota spot, a spot would then become available for the British team. And I'm going to say that after 27 years without a World Cup win, they might just send Thomas Pidcock. What do you think?
I think he belongs to the Olympic Games,
yes,
especially the way how he's riding. Such a young kid, such a talent cyclist. But Vlad Dasculou, he has to finish 24th or better.
So for all the British fans watching, keep an eye on that.
To overtake Slovakia.
That's right.
In the nation ranking.
And it's Pidcock there. No, I thought he may have had a problem. Yeah, it's very convoluted actually how the selections are made, but that is the nuts and bolts of it. Oh, Van der Poel off in the rocks. Schurter deciding to get off before he even gets into them. A quicker option.
Yeah, Shimano Expert Clown 1. Also for the man, it's too slippery at the moment. For Sink, maybe it's not.
Look at that. So Sink managing to ride it where others haven't.
And he's the first rider,
yeah,
from what we see today, who's doing it.
All day long, first man. Amazing. And what's the advantage of staying on the bike, Bart? Does it make much difference?
You can see now, he lost a little bit of time before, but he came back to that group. But see how Van der Poel is pushing from the beginning on.
Look at this.
A small gap to Nino Schurter. Nino is still able to follow him, but it's not an easy ride for Nino Schurter at the moment.
No.
A small gap.
And don't forget, Nino Schurter searching for that 33rd cross-country Olympic World Cup win, which would then see him tie with the all-time wins record of Julian Absalon. It is a record he's been chasing for the best part of 2 years. Of course, last year wasn't a full season by any means. But Schurter, he wants that record.
And he's now leading this chasing group with Pidcock and Sink.
There's never been a better time, perhaps, than to watch these World Cup cross-country races. Huge amount of interest from all disciplines of cycling, with what Thomas Pidcock and Mathieu van der Poel do in cyclocross and on the road. Flukiger fighting to go with him. The pace is still intense here, but
it is, yeah.
Fast.
Van der Poel is pushing so hard. A lot of pressure on all the other riders at the moment to follow him. There's no time to relax, to sit back. Also Matthias Flukiger, who did such a good race last week, was in the top 5 all the time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are missing Koretsky, the leader of the World Cup standings.
Yeah, we are, and Pidcock making a little bit of a move there. He can climb so fast, it seems, Bart.
Yeah, he's perfectly built, I think, for mountain biking, actually.
You do, yeah.
It's light, powerful. He has the bike skills as well. Same goes with him, with Pidcock, overtaking Nino Schurter here on this never-ending climb.
Oh, look at this. Wow.
Pidcock knows how fast Van der Poel is.
And he will not chance a gap opening up.
5 seconds only.
So fast.
He might know the tactics of Van der Poel as well.
Yes, that's right. Well, you know, Bart, we should probably explain that they do race each other. Those two do know each other, both on the road and in cyclocross. They battle a lot.
They do, yeah. They see each other in several disciplines, and they know. Yeah, Pidcock knows probably how fast Van der Poel can be in such a short time. On climbs like this.
Koretsky's down in 10th, Bart, 37 seconds back. That's a lot of time to have lost.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
Avancini, 47 seconds back. The man who won the second World Cup race here last year. Cross-country Olympic. Varda just inside the top 20. And Varda was incredible in those two World Cup races, getting on the podium at both of them.
Yeah. Finished 3rd and 2nd last year.
Yeah. Spectacular. And VDP, they're coming back to him.
Pidcock on his wheel.
Yeah. And they're such, you know, the performance of them is so similar, but Pidcock is about 170 centimetres tall, 50 kilograms in weight. Mathieu van der Poel, 188 centimetres and 75 kilos. So it's kind of amazing that they're so level on the track.
I don't think he's 75, is it?
That is, I did just find that on the internet. I don't mind admitting I didn't go over there with a set of scales, but you would know better than me.
I think he's lighter, must be.
Yeah, is that right?
I think so. He's quite, yeah, tall guy, but on the other hand, he's an athlete. I think he's quite light. But still, a lot of difference in between these two.
Yeah. Through these tree roots that caught so many riders out in the women's. And now Pidcock goes to the front then.
Taking the lead.
Van der Poel completely marking him, yeah. Look at these two, Bart. Wow, Sink, Schurter, Flukiger. Definitely struggling to go with those front two at the moment.
Yeah, it could be that Van der Poel is slowing down a little bit, but yeah, Pidcock likes to go with a high speed from that earlier.
And a massive difference for Thomas Pidcock. 9th row start last week. Buried back in the pack in Albstadt at this stage of the race. Today, he's at the front. It's got to be so much easier for him, Bart. He can control his own race.
Yeah, he doesn't have to overtake all these riders in front of him. He's immediately in the lead. Now that BMX section for these two. Nice to see them riding together, yeah, in a race like this.
Are you surprised at how good Thomas Pidcock is technically on a mountain bike?
Actually, I am, because he doesn't have that much experience in mountain biking. And that's also maybe, yeah, the mistake he made. I think he made a mistake last week in Albstadt when he had a flat tire, a front flat.
Yeah.
He refilled the...
They blew it up rather than replacing it right. I mean, he himself has kind of said that himself and the team, of course, the Ineos Grenadiers, are inexperienced at mountain biking.
Yeah, a little bit like that. But on the other hand, it went well last week. He could continue his ride, but probably not with the right tire pressure, from what I think is very necessary to know or really important to ride with.
Yeah.
But he didn't take that much care about it. He finished 5th, so not a bad thing at all, but yeah, maybe...
And he did lead at one point.
He
did come through and lead.
But before that...
That's right, before he had the flat tyre,
yeah.
That was right at the end of the race. Hafley hanging on there in 9th. Griot, excuse me, 11th. Forster in 12th. Cooper, Licher, Varda, Koretsky up to 16th.
And it's now Pidcock who's taking the lead.
Van der Poel has to follow him.
An extraordinary talent, Tom Pidcock.
The opposite positions from the previous lap, that start lap. Sink now on third place with Matthias Flückiger. I think Matthias can go faster here on this section than Singh does. 18 seconds. And Pidcock is going fast.
He is. Taking it to Van der Poel.
He definitely has the skills. AC/DC and then followed by rock and roll.
And no real disadvantage for Pidcock coming here. I mean, very limited World Cup experience, but he did race here twice last year in the under-23 category. He does know Novia Mesto.
He became national champ 2018. I think that's the only mountain bike race, from what I know, that what he did. But no World Cup races in 2018 for him. No. Sorry, 2019.
Yeah, kind of burst onto the scene really last year. Under-23 world champion as well, Thomas Pidcock.
So yeah, definitely he belongs at the Olympics.
He does, and you know, looking maybe like things are going his way, as we say, but his result today does have no bearing on whether he rides in Tokyo or not. But for everyone involved in mountain biking, in cycling, watching this, surely that it's only got to help the pressure to get him to Tokyo.
Yeah, and the only thing what he can do is to perform well, to show his strength.
Which he is.
And that's what he does now.
No question about that. So lap one, coming around and finish it already. Thomas Pidcock leads Mathieu Van der Poel.
Yeah, one of the two best cyclists in the world, I would say.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which discipline it is, if it's the road, cyclocross or mountain biking, leading here in Nové Mesto.
Sink looking like he wants a bit of help. Flückiger doesn't appear to want to give him any.
Probably not able to do it.
No.
Otherwise he should. The speed is too high.
11:55 lap one for Thomas Pidcock. Van der Poel 8 seconds slower. Oh, Nino lonely there, Bart, on his own.
Yeah, not an easy ride for Nino Schurter. He tries to go with Van der Poel, with him in that start lap, what he did.
39 seconds he's dropped on lap one, Nino Schurter.
Yeah.
Those cyclocross riders, Bart, I guess, shorter race. Is it higher intensity at the start of a cyclocross race? Is that possible?
I think it's similar.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't go any harder.
Mountain biking is just a bit longer.
Yeah.
A different course, different bike, different time of the year as well. But I think same intensity.
Koretsky on the energy gels already.
Maybe the climbs are even harder in mountain biking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. There's a little bit of time to recover in the descents, but it's not that the heart rate goes down that much. Van der Poel taking his drink, put the bottle back in the bike.
And back to the front now.
Yeah, this part is still wet. You can see it on screen. Van der Poel now taking the lead again, working well together. Sink and Flückiger.
The chasing duo, yeah.
Are they able to close that gap?
Well, Flückiger's been, and Sink, both on really good form, but I don't think they can afford to let that gap open up, that's for sure.
Nino in 5th place. So the first climb of the course, which is a hard one.
Yeah, it is.
And that's mostly because of the rain what we had the last few days.
You can see just how tech these climbs are as well.
Halfway this climb, where they are almost, there's a very hard section to ride. A lot of roots, and these are very slippery at the moment. And it's a very steep section as well.
Powered up it though, these two.
And you could see the rear wheel of Mathieu Van der Poel. But the skills these guys have is incredible. No problems.
And he looked to me like he didn't want Pidcock to be the first in the rock section, the way he corrected that mistake with a couple of hard stamps on the pedals.
Yeah, these are so powerful. And see how they're working on, Sink off the bike.
Same route, I think, that caught Van der Poel. And now both of these riders forced off. And here comes the rock section as well. The Shimano Expert climb 2. And Van der Poel riding through it. Or has he? No, he got off at the end.
Off the bike as well for him.
So Sink, the only rider to cleanly ride those rocks so far.
He did it, yes, the previous lap. Now we can see it again. These rocks are so slippery, there's so much mud on it. And the rear wheel is sliding. First for Pidcock.
Look at the
Van der
wheel,
Poel too.
Just wheel spinning up.
Sink now running as well. Maybe Matthias Flücker, he is in front of him. Maybe he managed to do it. But even not for Nino Schurter.
Olympic champion off his bike as well. 35 years old this week, Nino Schurter. He celebrated his birthday, didn't he, midweek, Bart?
He did, yeah. Wednesday it was, or Thursday it was.
Is his age playing a part now, do you think? I mean, 35, is that old for a cross-country rider?
He's one of the older riders. But, I mean, the younger generation is coming. Pidcock, Van der Poel, Koretsky, Saru, even these are much younger than he is. And his age is not his strongest weapon.
It's not going to get any easier for him, that's for sure. But the determination there is ever for Nino Schurter. He will give it everything today to get back on level terms with these two.
Yeah, but probably Van der Poel, Pidcock, we won't see them in all the World Cups this year.
No, that's right.
So maybe...
Very good point.
Yeah, maybe Leogang, the next one, maybe an opportunity for Nino to win another World Cup.
And the big central climb opens up in front of these two leaders. Littered with routes that can take you down. Flückiger appearing in shot at the bottom. Flückiger's may be able to get across this gap, you know, Bart.
It would be amazing if he does that.
Yeah, it will.
But he sees the riders in front of him, so that helps him, that motivates him. And he's a good climber too, especially the steep technical climbs. What this climb is at the moment.
The early season form was there for Flückiger. The form was there last week. He could have pushed for the win last week, no question. Apart from that technical problem, ruling him out on the last lap.
And a big advertisement for Van der Poel on the side.
Yeah.
The Shimano pedals.
Flückiger working hard on this climb, as is Andre Sink. Different lines. Oh, Sink. Oh,
more troubles for him with these climbs, with these routes.
So difficult.
17 seconds back for Flückiger. 25 for Sink.
And Flückiger has pulled 6 seconds back, Bart. It's interesting. He is the fastest man on track at the moment then. Can he get across to the two leaders?
That would be amazing if he does it.
Yeah, it will be.
But he's a special guy.
He is.
Flückiger.
He's an incredible athlete, an incredible bike rider.
And I think he likes these conditions.
Yeah, definitely.
He likes the slippery descents. Maxime Roth, Christopher Blevins here. Here's Forster.
Right on the tape, these guys.
Licha.
Right on the edges of the track that have been...
Anton Cooper.
Even these parts of the track, but they're relatively restful usually this year, looking, you know, so holed out. These riders are working hard.
Yeah, the rain damaged the course a lot.
Yeah. And we had a lot of the under-23 races, of course. It's not just these elite races on this track this week. Flückiger off the vertical drop.
He's not that far back.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He might be able to close that gap.
It's 11 seconds now. Sink carefully off there.
Yeah, the riders, they have to slow down a little bit. It's like a blind gap where they're right into it. So it's really weird, actually, if you're riding over there and not braking. Schurter coming in that vertical drop a bit faster than Sink did. Off camber with these routes.
European champion Nino Schurter. 6 times he's won around here. On the never-ending climb then, look at that. So, Flückiger taking 6 seconds out of Mathieu van der Poel on that climb, Bart. That's huge.
That's huge. Sink almost 4 seconds. That's impressive as well. Because he was struggling with the routes, the slippery routes.
Yes,
He went
that's right.
from left to right and still gained some time back. So maybe they slow down a little bit after that fast start. The first 2 in the race, here they are. And even they will test each other during the race, but if they don't get away, they will slow down a little bit to save the energy till the end.
Flückiger can see them, Bart. That must help him mentally hugely.
Only 9
seconds now. So, Flückiger on the move. And these two perhaps have backed off a little bit now. Pidcock leading. Thomas Pidcock, who's been an e-bike, mountain bike world champion as well.
Yeah, he has the skills.
He has finished second silver medalist at the cyclocross World Championships to Mathieu van der Poel in the past.
He finished 4th last World Champ cyclocross in Belgium.
11 seconds.
He's coming back, Flückiger.
Only 9 off van der Poel.
Sing a bit further down. But a good ride for him here in the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
We're missing the fans.
Yeah, he will be. That's right, would have given him a home advantage. Like no other, actually, here in Novia Mesto. Perhaps where we see usually more crowds than anywhere else. Schurter on the high line. Oh.
On the slippery routes.
Looking at that, Bart, it's miraculous that these guys can even ride it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sarou came almost back to Nino Schurter.
Yes, I saw that. The rainbow stripes creeping in. But it's the 2 riders in navy blue at the front, not teammates.
It looks like almost the same jersey. You're right with that.
Yeah.
Pidcock van der Poel. Flückiger a bit further back, but not that much.
Victor Koretsky down in 18th at the moment. So the legs aren't there like they were a week ago. These laps are going to rattle down ever so quickly, but
yeah, and I think they become even faster.
Yeah.
The course dries quite quickly. The riders are used to the conditions.
That gap's got bigger.
Yeah, it's true.
That gap's got bigger. Back to Mateus.
Maybe he made a mistake somewhere.
Could have been.
Or that walking part.
Yes.
On the routes.
Yeah, it's really technical, that climb and the descent after it.
It's a bit more than these 11 seconds on the last split.
Sarou.
With Hatterley.
Yeah.
Specialized in Cannondale.
Yeah, that's right.
And Schurter, he's a little bit in front of Sarou. Here is Nino Schurter. And there comes Sarou with Hatterley. A great ride for Hatterley.
Really strong ride for him, yeah. New team for him.
Back to the leaders. It goes fast.
It really does, yeah. Back onto the tarmac. That's 2 laps down already when they cross the line.
They're working well together.
Does appear that way, yeah. It doesn't look to me like they're waiting for any man today, Bart.
No, testing out each other once in a while. Matthias Flückiger on his own, chasing hard.
And it was down to 9 seconds. I think it's opened up a little bit now. Yes, it has. 16 seconds, so he's lost time in the latter half of that lap. Sink enters the Vicacina arena as the leaders leave it.
Taking a gel. Some fast sugars for him.
Schurter's going to be joined by these two, I think, soon.
Yeah, Sarou and Hatterley.
Saru, the world champion, on a new team as well. Moving to Specialised over the winter.
From absolute Epsilon to Specialised.
Schurter, 8 times elite world champion, can you believe?
I'm wondering what he's thinking now.
Yeah.
I mean, normally he's leading the races, he's controlling everything,
It's a different,
dominating.
it's a very different scenario for Nino.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not a bad race at all.
No,
5th place.
that's right.
Everything is still possible, but probably not what he expected.
And, you know, to tell you just how good Nino Schurter is, particularly in Novia Mesto, we've been coming here since 2011, and he has never, ever finished off the podium. Wow, I mean, that is...
Even last season when he didn't have his best season.
That's right. Ridiculous.
It is, yeah. So this is Nino's house, how we call it.
Absolutely, 6 wins.
Flukiger, he's still pushing hard and gained some time back, but lost a little bit
towards the end of the lap, but he did take 7 seconds out of Pidcock on lap 2.
I think he made a mistake somewhere, it must be.
Well, we saw
He
Kate
lost...
Courtney get caught out on that descent as well, and I think Evie Richards as well in the women's race. You know, everything, this whole track is treacherous today.
It is, yeah. So, but he's still pushing hard, Matthias, so try to get back to the leaders. And that's still able, but it's only 16 seconds in between. But also these guys pushing hard. Van der Poel again in the lead.
New glasses being handed out. Schurter taking another pair of fresh ones. And now sandwiched between Saru and Hatherley.
On that steep part of the first climb with the roots. Still on their bikes. Yes, they made it both.
Both riding it nicely this time.
Let's see how close Pidcock is riding on this rear wheel of Van der Poel.
Which isn't easy, Bart, on when it's like this. You can't even see a metre in front of you.
He's coming closer again,
Yeah.
Flukiger, off his bike.
Well, Flukiger said in his post-race interview in Albstadt that he felt like he was the strongest on the climbs. So, and he's kind of proven it today. So, Van der Poel off again.
As Pidcock has to be.
Do they have an advantage, Bart? I mean, coming from cyclocross, they're much more used to anyone else than to get on and off bikes quickly,
Yeah,
right?
that's how it is. It definitely helps. Off the bike, on the bike again, jumping on the bike, jumping on that saddle. It's a special tactic or skill what you need to use. And here as well, Nino jumping on his bike again.
Trying to find somewhere to get back on easily enough.
Also, Sink has to run this section. And then you have to run a little bit further to make some speed and jump on the saddle again.
And when it comes to running, Thomas Pidcock seems to be
I
quite good at it, isn't he?
I read that story yesterday, and it was actually impressive. Only 7 seconds he lost for a European record on the 5 kilometers running on the asphalt. On the, like,
that shows what an athlete he is, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Any
is.
bike and a pair of trainers.
5 kilometers, 30 minutes, 25 seconds. 5 kilometers run.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Pretty impressive.
My own 5K time went through my head there. I won't disclose it on air. But, yeah, that's pretty good.
Once I did it in 17 minutes, and I thought it was already fast, but he's much faster.
4 minutes faster. 13 minutes, wow.
Incredible athlete.
So Flukiger finds himself 10 seconds back now.
He's almost there with the leaders.
He is. He's close, look. Can he get on level terms by the top of this climb?
He gained 6 seconds back in the previous lap here on this climb. Can he do that again? Then he's almost there.
This climb is drying out. Looking a lot better than it did earlier today.
Especially these sections here, what we see. There's still some slippery parts on it.
Getting dark out though, Bart.
Yeah, I mean, the roots are dry as well, huh? Now you can see.
Let's hope it lasts. There's some big black storm clouds rolling in. It could hold off. Lap 3 of 6. Pidcock now to the front. Oh, look at the pace of him.
He is pushing hard.
Again, pushing hard. Putting the hurt on Van der Poel. That won't help this man get across the gap.
Yeah, not the best moment for Flückiger to close that gap. 18 seconds again. Yeah, it seems to be Pidcock is a bit stronger than Van der Poel. He's showing his strength.
I mean, you could argue that that was the case last week as well. I mean, he did literally come through from the 9th row to lead, albeit briefly, but he was in that leading pack. He led the race, had some technical problems.
I finished 5th.
That's right, that's right.
But he had to pay a little bit for his effort as well, what he had to live in the first part of the race, coming from that 9th start row.
And how much mountain biking did Thomas Pidcock and Mathieu van der Poel do before Albstadt? Much, or did they turn up?
I think nothing.
No. Wow.
They did all the classic road races.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Really,
it is,
to just turn up like that and get on a different bike.
What's here?
Yes. Good
Van
spot.
der Poel.
Wow, has Pidcock...
Did he crash?
Or has Pidcock just ridden away from him? Surely it's... has he blown up, Bart? I don't know.
No. I think he made an attack, what we saw in that previous shot. And now the gap is there. It's about 12 seconds.
It does look that way.
A big gap.
We saw Pidcock attack out of the top of that climb.
I don't see any problems or black on the shoulder, and even that part from what we saw on that never-ending climb till the next shot.
Pidcock taking 13 seconds out of Van der Poel on that climb, 21 seconds out of Matthias Flückiger.
That's an attack of him.
I'm surprised he's gone so early, Bart, are you? Or not?
He's such a talent, yeah.
Why not?
He's feeling well, I think. Feeling strong. And beaten by Van der Poel in that short track last Friday. Maybe that made him angry.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be.
Yeah, absolutely right. Big rivals, those two.
Yeah. And don't make them angry.
Don't inflame the situation.
That's what I think. Yeah, even no technical problems at all, I think, for Van der Poel.
Oh,
out of this cellar. See how fast he goes.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Pidcock then.
He's on a mission.
Putting down the hammer on lap 3 here in Novia Mesto Namaravi, the second round of this year's Mercedes-Benz UCI Cross Country World Cup.
Quite early in the race, I would say, to make an attack. But if you are the best rider...
If you feel it, why not?
Why not?
And he has. Van der Poel is definitely hurting Bart now.
And what I said already, they're testing out each other once in a while. And then they know exactly who's the strongest, their strongest parts on the course, their strength.
And, you know, Thomas Pidcock, we haven't seen much of him on these technical descents and these technical climbs, but, man, he can ride a mountain bike, no problem at all.
He has the skills. And it's not an easy course.
It's talent, perhaps, Van der Poel, sitting down there just between those two turns, Bart.
Yeah, it might be a sign.
But one thing impressive about Mathieu van der Poel is we can see him go incredibly deep into the red, but he can recover. Whether he can recover against Thomas Pidcock is another story.
Yeah, but if he does it, then he makes the attacks. He decided when to do it. And now Pidcock decides when he has to push hard Van der Poel. So there's no time to sit back for Van der Poel.
No, that's
he has to follow him. 30 seconds already if he doesn't close the gap that quick.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't see Pidcock back anymore.
No, you're right. Half a minute already at will from Thomas Pidcock. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
It's Mathieu van der Poel. It's Flückiger, Sink and Schurter that he is just riding away from.
Yeah, it's a shame that we didn't see that whole section,
yeah.
that attack of him, yeah. That would be nice.
Would have been nice to see it,
how he ran away. So the three chasers behind Sink, Nino Schurter, Jordan Sarrou and Alan Hatterley. But this man, he is leading the race. Thomas Pidcock. Mathieu van der Poel second at the moment. 30 seconds back, second place. And the ACDC.
And there's the gap. That's a back marker. That's a back marker, yep.
Matthias Flückiger looks like he's on the same distance to Van der Poel from the last split.
Still going forwards fast. Still attacking Flückiger. The back marker will be pulled out of the race. He comes around when he comes around to the finish of the lap. Rock's looking a bit drier now, Bart.
It is. There's a little bit of wind.
Yeah, feels like
sunshine sometimes, but also some dark clouds coming in.
Yeah, I think we might see a spot of rain. It is forecast for some showers later on. It's going to take a lot to slow this man down today, though. Pidcock up over the bridge for the third time. Looking down at his bike there.
Yeah. That's not a good sign normally, but...
Like he did in that short track race where he couldn't get onto that big gear.
I don't see any problems on his bike.
All looks good.
Here comes Van der Poel.
Fastest lap of the race, Bart, for Pidcock, an 11:55. The only rider to go sub 12 minutes here today. Halfway stage of this race, Van der Poel.
Stretching his back.
Yeah.
Similar to the previous split time, 31 seconds.
But Pidcock, that lap he's just attacked on, 25 seconds faster than the lap before, nearly half a minute.
Oh, yeah, incredible.
You know, and let's not forget that, well, we thought they were already at their absolute maximum.
Yeah, there were not that many riders who could follow these.
He's found another 30 seconds on lap 3.
Yeah, I was thinking already that Van der Poel was taking the front position to slow down the speed a little bit on that first climb, on that Shimano Expert Climb 1. He was in the lead all the time, but Pidcock was so close on his wheel.
Yeah. Great ride for Andre Sink. Minute 20 back. 4th place for him at the moment.
The chasing group with some big names. The world champ, the European champ.
Yeah.
And the South African champ.
One minute 40 back though, Bart.
That's a big gap.
It's a big gap. Still only at the halfway stage of this race.
Tito Carot from France.
And he's done well because he'd have had a low start position after a DNF in Friday's short track with he actually put down that much power. It looks like he folded his front chainring up.
That's a joke if you fold your chainring.
That's it, yeah, that's right, that's a poke. No problems for this man at the moment then.
And he has some power too.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he have some power? 21 years old, from Leeds in the UK.
Yeah, incredible talented cyclist.
The British press saying he is potentially the most talented rider ever to come from the UK, and on days like this, I don't think you can argue with that. Whoa. And look, no one even else in sight on that climb behind him.
Yeah, 31 seconds to Van der Poel, who's second, but that's a big gap already.
He's gone.
It seems to be that, like, he is. Expert Climb 1. Can he make it? I don't think. Now on his own, some space. Oh, no problems at all for him.
Flew up there.
Impressive. No problems for him.
31 seconds. Did start the lap well, but lost time on those big climbs in the middle of this course. On lap 3, Mathieu van der Poel. Of course he did, because I don't think his pace dropped. I think Pidcock's pace went up.
That's what I think
happened
too.
there.
That's what you said. His lap time went 30 seconds faster. Van der Poel decided to run this section here instead of trying to ride it and making a mistake and then get up to his bike. Matthias Flukiger on the 3rd place.
Can he get on level terms with Van der Poel?
There's still a bit of a gap to him.
Yeah, there is. Deciding to get off nice and early rather than getting a mess in the middle of there, in the middle of that rock section.
With a small fender on his fork.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever seen a mud guard on a cross-country bike.
Yeah, it helps to protect yourself with that much mud in your face or on your jersey.
But looking at Thomas Pidcock and his performance here today, which is far from over, but it would be a real travesty if he wasn't at the Olympics. It's been a long time, actually, since we had a Brit rider. 2012, Liam Killeen, his 3rd showing at the Olympics for the UK. He did actually have a 7th in Beijing in 2008. But there's been a drought of 27 years since a British rider won a World Cup. It was Gary Ford back in Mammoth Mountain back in, was it 1994?
1994.
Yeah.
I remember that race.
He would have been one of your sparring partners.
I finished 2nd and take the leader's jersey actually in the World Cup. After that I went to Cairns, Australia in my leader's jersey and I won my 1st World Cup.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No way.
So good memories of Gary Ford.
Yeah.
Mammoth
He
Lakes,
was great, wasn't he, Gary Ford? Brilliant.
But, yeah. I was looking for Vladaskelu, where he is at the moment, which position, if it comes down for qualification, Thomas Pidcock.
Yeah, that's right.
For the UK.
If Daskelu's inside the top 24, then we believe that there might well be a spot opened up to the British team for Tokyo. Van der Poel 2nd at the moment. Oh, front and rear wheel sliding at the same time. There's nothing he could do about that, and Van der Poel forced to get off on this climb now and run. He won't mind that, though, too much, Bart. Used to it from cyclocross.
So Vlad Daskelu, he's on the 27th position, and he had to be in a 24th or better.
That's right.
So still some work to do for him. He's with Thomas Lietzer, Lucas Schwarzbauer, Anton Sintsov, some big names around him as well.
Yeah.
Not so easy to overtake.
No.
Or to beat. But still a few laps to go.
Split's gone down. The first split of the lap has gone down. Looking there, though, definitely in 3rd place. And this man most definitely in 4th. You can see the trio behind him of Saru, Scherter and Hatherley. Such a difficult climb up.
Yeah.
Hard to get in a rhythm with all these tree roots on it.
It is better conditions, drier conditions, but still, if you have the wrong line, and it's still slippery. Here you can see it, how muddy it still is. And here they come. These three, with Saru, Scherter and Hatherley.
Hatherley, the first ever e-bike world champion back in 2019. But it's Saru that leads that trio through the tech feed zone, where we saw Van der Poel launch a decisive attack on Nino Scherter back in 2019. Very different story today. It's Thomas Pidcock riding away with this one.
Yeah, an impressive ride for Thomas Pidcock.
Are you surprised, Bart, to see him dominate like this?
I expected him in front of the race. That's already how he started.
But by this much, did you expect him just to ride away from Van der Poel like that? To ride away from Nino like that?
To be honest, not that early in the race.
No.
I mean, he's so strong.
He is.
Yeah,
and there's Flukiger.
Van der Poel, he already said he's in doubt about his preparation for these two races.
Yes.
He didn't do that much on his mountain bike, no other races. He did a lot of road races. He missed a little bit of specific mountain bike training. So and he sees as well. He's not the only one who's acting on the highest level like Pidcock does at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but I think it makes him stronger, more precisely as well to prepare himself in a better way.
Yeah,
for the bigger races.
It's a wake up.
Yeah,
it is.
That's what I think.
I think he's going to have Matthias Flukiger joining him soon, Bart. Looking at this, he's seeming to be coming across. Flukiger, another rider that can come so good in the later stages of a race. He's almost there.
Sink on fourth.
Looking back down the track to see who's behind him. Avancini, 23rd at the moment. Man who won the second World Cup here last year.
Yeah,
oh, he's by him.
Yeah, it's already by him, yeah. And Matthias Flukiger, he will push hard here in this descent.
Mathieu, it's hard to tell with him, but he does kind of have... When he relaxes on a bike, doesn't matter if he's leading or where he is, but he actually looks like he's completely given up almost. Like the shoulders go back.
Yeah, I think
it's hard to tell exactly what's going on with him.
A kind of a motivation, I think it is. Like, it's a mental thing for him. But he can recover quite quickly of that.
Yes, that's right.
And then suddenly he's pushing really hard again.
Moments like this, perhaps, picking him up mentally. Back in front of Flukiger now, these two fighting.
Running here on this part, which is covered in roots. On their bike again, with less steep.
Everyone well over the minute mark to Thomas Pidcock. It's going to be by far, if it stays like this or doesn't get any smaller, be the biggest winning margin we've ever seen here in the men's category.
Here was Thomas Pidcock on the BMX part. The pump track.
BMX jumps for Saru.
Saru does a lot of work of this group. Oh, Nino!
Schurter goes down hard. The front wheel gets the wrong side of that route. Straight into the tree with the front end of that bike. So it hasn't damaged it.
We see that here again.
Bang!
Yeah, the front wheel slides away against that root, and that's a really big one. It's so slippery. Luckily, he didn't hurt himself. Besides his bike running.
Let's hope the front end of that bike isn't all twisted for him.
I remember, I think it was Manuel Fumik who had a bad crash last year there as well on one of these routes, these big ones.
Well, yeah, we've seen Ulloa went down one time, actually, a different part of the track. We've had Van der Poel, remember when he came back from a wrist surgery, went down hard on this track as well. It catches people out, and you saw Van der Poel as Thomas Pidcock goes out onto the penultimate lap already, but you saw Van der Poel actually on the deck yesterday, didn't you, in training?
I saw that, yeah.
And you said, that's not a good sign to me.
No, it doesn't matter, yeah, if it's not a bad crash, it always...
Mentally?
Yeah,
plays with you.
You hurt yourself. If you land on your breast, I mean, it's always a bit painful.
Yep.
And that wasn't a good sign at all.
Flukiger right with the big Dutchman now.
And numbers 2 and 3 in the race.
Looking a little bit brighter out now. Looks like the threat of rain may have passed. But big gaps caused by Thomas Pidcock in this race.
Yeah, I think these two knows as well. It's hard to close that gap with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, it's too big, Bart.
A minute, it's too much.
It's huge.
It's even more than a minute, much more.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this.
Cleaning his glasses. 1:18.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. A gritty ride from Andre Sink.
4th at the moment.
Usually to his left now, there would be an eruption of noise.
on the grandstand.
And he's 40, Van der Poel losing 45 seconds on lap number 4. Flukiger just 22 seconds to Pidcock.
Yeah, Nino Schurter is not with them, so I don't know what went wrong after that crash. But he's not with Hatterley and Seru at the moment.
It looked to me like his front end might have been twisted, but I didn't know if it was just the camera angle. But perhaps he's had to stop and try and straighten the front end up or something. Yeah, here he is. Who knows? Looks okay now anyway.
Tries to get back to them. 7th place for Nino Schurter. 2 more laps for him.
What a competitor Nino Schurter is.
We don't see him crashing that much, actually.
No, it's rare.
I don't remember.
No, that's right. Barely puts a wheel wrong. Cooper. Well, good ride inside the top 10 for Anton Cooper. Victor Koretsky, but the World Cup leader, having a bad day, down in 40th position at the moment. Wow.
That's not a good ride for him.
No. Karad, Cooper, 9th and 10th.
Vlad Daskelu at the moment 23, 24 or better.
So right now, as things stands for the UK fans, it looks like there would be a spot in Tokyo for the GB team, and you'd have to think it would go with this man. I mean, he's got to be there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to be there. He's got to be in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think he has to be there. And actually, Pidcock needs mountain biking to relax a little bit of road racing.
Yeah.
That's too stressful for him. He's on such a young age.
Yeah.
So he used mountain biking to relax.
I've never seen anyone relax like that, but...
That's what his coach told me.
That's right, yeah, just a different scene, huh? Get away from it.
Yeah. It's, I think it's close to nature. Oh, this is an attack for Flukiger.
Yeah, Flukiger goes. Oh, and Van der Poel can't go with him. So the leg's not there for Van der Poel today. Flukiger attacking hard. Van der Poel is hanging in there, Bart.
Yeah, he's still there.
But he didn't have the turn of speed of Flukiger there. The mistake at the top. Sees Van der Poel go back in front.
Yeah, Van der Poel, I think he's still strong, but yeah, he lost. I think Pidcock is a bit stronger than he is in today's race.
Oh, definitely. Stronger than anyone.
But Matthias, he was checking out his legs. Both running again. But the way how he responds on that attack of Matthias Flukiger was quite impressive. So,
yeah. Sink. Not so far behind.
Also Henrik Avancini, 27th position.
Yeah.
Teammate of Hatterley.
Pretty cold for the Brazilian today, I would say.
Could be.
Doesn't like it, does he?
Yeah, it's not warm at all today. Sink now made it on his bike. Shimano expert climb. David Valero. I think a flat tire for him, flat rear.
You see a few of those around this place.
Yeah, the rock gardens are quite technical, quite dangerous as well. High-speed descents.
Yeah, flying. Doesn't last long, though, before you're faced with another climb.
And that's the never-ending climb.
Will Flukiger try and go again on that climb, I wonder?
So Hatterley and Seru. NSA rocks the rocky descent.
Looks different this year without the huge grandstand that's normally in this wood. So here we go on at this long climb. Is Flukiger going to have another go at Mathieu van der Poel? He rides straight to the front.
I think he'd try and do it again.
Yeah, I do. Can Van der Poel go with him is the big question now.
Maybe a more steady pace of Matthias Flukiger here on this climb.
different lines. Making both these riders making those lines work, though, no problem. See the roots actually, Bart, have dried out.
A bit, yeah, but still, I mean, if the tires are wet,
yeah,
the woods will be slippery.
Using every inch of the racetrack. Flukiger 124 back then to Pidcock. That gap just keeps growing.
Yeah, strong ride for Thomas Pidcock.
Sink, the next man on this climb.
Nino Schurter a bit further down. Saru and Hatterley in front of him. After that crash what he had on just after that BMX section in the previous lap. These two working together.
Yeah.
Hatterley now in the lead.
Strong rides from them. Strong rides from everyone. It's just that Thomas Pidcock is on a different page of the book.
He is, yeah.
That's right, that's how it is.
Different page.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Hatterley on 5th place.
Schurter lost contact with those two after that fall he took. But Van der Poel still there on the wheel of Flukiger.
Milan Vaar on the 12th place. Also from the Netherlands. Yeah, in a race like this, actually, there are so many other races going on, like qualifications for many nations between riders.
Yeah, that's right, of course.
Which are friends normally, and not in a race like this, not in today's race.
Yeah.
But they have to fight for it.
Well, this is the last weekend of Olympic qualification for the countries, and then spots allocated. Then they have to choose the riders they want to send. Here's your leader, Thomas Pidcock. It's going to be one lap to go after this. So impressive, Bart, how fast he is on the downhills as well, like as we say.
As well, yeah, without that much mountain bike experience, I would say.
Although if you can ride a cyclocross bike off-road, it's probably a bit easier to get on something with suspension and wide tyres.
Yeah, but still it's... I mean, there are not that many
you don't really
cyclocross riders who can do mountain biking on this level. It's Van der Poel, it's Pidcock, but nobody else.
No, and you don't really go down hills fast on cyclocross bikes. I mean, I know they do, but it's different to this.
Yeah, different terrain as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
different terrain, exactly, a different track. Van der Poel almost rubbing the rear tyre of Matthias Flukiger there. Did Flukiger move over there and let Van der Poel to the front? Looked like it. Took the wide line.
I think Mathieu likes to lead when it comes down to that downhill, that Cannondale BMX part. Because Flukiger, yeah, he's pushing hard always in the descents.
Yeah.
Put some pressure on him. And especially after this downhill, that you have that root section. Where he likes to be in the first position and take his own lines. You can see here as well, he's slowing down a little bit, controlling the speed.
Yeah. Controlling
the race, 2nd place and 3rd place for these two. Stretching his legs, try to recover. Hatterley and Saru.
Nino Schurter a little bit further back now.
Yeah, hard day for Nino Schurter.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be scratching his head, I think, Bart, a little bit. Yeah. How can he come back to the top?
Yeah, I thought he was in a good shape, actually, before these two World Cups. And he did quite well last week.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
That's right.
He almost won the race.
He did, yeah, absolutely did. Just lost it in that sprint finish to Victor Koretsky. Long, long sprint finish as well it was. Sink looking good on this climb, making it happen.
Safely on his bike. Van der Poel is in front of Matthias Flücker, actually. Quite a big gap, I would say.
Yeah.
Impressed. Maybe he went away on that little uphill with the roots.
Well, interesting that. It was Flücker looking like he was going to be doing the attacking.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But
no.
with Mathieu van der Poel, you never know how he's feeling.
It changes throughout a race, it seems.
It does.
Yeah.
So a small gap.
4 times elite cyclocross world champion. As Pidcock comes up to hear the bell. One more to go then for this young Brit. Absolute perfection so far in this race.
It is, yeah. Absolute perfection.
Yeah, that's right. It won't be long before we see Pidcock in the Tour de France, I guess, and the big... Is he too young yet, Bart?
I think he has a good coach, so I think he will take care about him in a good way to protect him and not doing races on such a high level too early on a young age.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the other hand, I think Pogacar, I think he was only 21 years old as well when he won the Tour de France last year.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pidcock is, I think he's on the same level. Of course, it's a different race, like a one-day mountain bike race, but he won also road races, classic road races earlier this year already. So, and just beaten in like Amstel Gold Race by Wout van Aert with a few, just a little bit, few millimeters.
So 108 over the minute mark, the gap well over it. But Van der Poel riding hard now into this last lap. Minute 14 back for him.
3 seconds faster than Pidcock on that last split time.
Yeah. On lap 5 actually, Flücker just losing 5 seconds to Pidcock. A lonely ride for Andre Sink.
Yeah, he has to do all the work by himself.
He does.
No help of anybody else.
He'll be happy to hear that bell, Bart, I'd imagine, today.
Yeah, hard conditions on a course like this.
Saru up and out of the saddle. Trying to stay with Alan happily.
Yeah, 1 place left for the podium.
That's right.
Between these two.
It's the battle for the last spot on our 5-person UCI mountain bike podium.
Nina Schurter, he's a bit further down.
Yes, he is.
There he comes. On that bridge.
If Nino doesn't overtake those two, this is going to be his first time ever off the podium here, which is testament to how good he is, not to the fact that he might not be having his best day today, of course.
Yeah, I don't know if he's able to close that gap to Hatterley and Saru. He made it on his bike on that hard climb for Pidcock. Matthias Flücker tried to close that gap to Mathieu van der Poel. Last lap for him. The course is getting more dry. Not everywhere. Last time for Pidcock on that expert climb. Can he make it on his bike? He does it again. Very powerful. 4th place for Sink.
Pidcock still the only rider to go under the 12-minute mark for a lap here.
Mathieu van der Poel, 2nd place. Here it comes. A little bit of a gap to Matthias Flücker.
Whoa. That shows how hard this climb is. Look how hard Van der Poel's working. Eventually says enough is enough, puts the feet to the ground.
He doesn't lose that much time if he runs like this.
No, that's right. Pretty seamless for him. Minute 14 back.
But also the way how he gets off his bike, it's so fast.
Yeah, No problem.
No, he's used to that. You can see it.
This will be one of the biggest winning margins we've seen in mountain biking since 2011. First time he came here to Novia Mesto. Kalhavi beating Nino Schurter at Mont Saint Anne that year by 1 minute and 42 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, new riders coming every year again.
Yeah.
Nino has dominating the scene for a while.
That's right, and he's battled Kalhavi here, he battled Julian Absalon here, I mean, you know, that's right, and now he's battling Thomas Pidcock and Mathieu van der Poel.
Yeah, that's how it is. The numbers 5 and 6 in the race. Saru now 5th place. Hatterley 6th.
And it won't be a bad day for Van der Poel Bart if he does stay where he is, because he would leave here with the leader's jersey.
Does he?
Yeah. But I guess we're not going to see him in it, right? This is, I imagine, the end of his mountain biking block. He won't be in Leogang, will he?
No, I don't think so. I think Pidcock we will see back in Leogang. That's what I heard.
Great.
Yeah, it's hard for these riders to make a proper schedule. I mean, even they need to have a little bit of rest once in a while. They have done races in the whole winter with cyclocross. They did a classic road season. Now mountain biking.
Tour de France.
Back to the road.
Tour de France for Mathieu van der Poel.
His preparation for the Olympics.
9 days off. Tokyo. I mean, madness, really. It seems bonkers to me.
Yeah. I think the biggest fault what he can make for the Olympics is not being prepared well.
Yeah.
Like now as well. He hasn't done that much mountain biking.
No.
At least no other races. And sometimes you need these races to prepare yourself.
Even if it's just to kind of find your level, I suppose, Bart, and see where you're at.
Yeah, or the rhythm, or the intensity, things like that. And even if he is Mathieu van der Poel, but if there's another guy similar to you, like Pidcock is.
And how difficult is it? Because we don't, as you say, it's only Van der Poel and Pidcock do it. Why can't every rider that's good at cyclocross jump on a mountain bike? Why can't all the top road riders? You know, what makes these two stand out? Is there a reason you can think of?
Yeah, mountain biking needs another rhythm. It's another bike. It's another feeling with the ground. It's
different intensity.
Different intensity. I think you have to go over your threshold, over your limit all the time.
Yeah.
You have to recover very quickly in the descents. But you need also these skills.
Yeah.
If you don't have the skills, Singh is maybe the worst technical rider of the top 10.
Yeah.
And he's struggling to follow the riders in the descents. And he can do it for maybe a few laps, but then he lost connection and then he's riding the whole race on himself.
Yeah.
On his own.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's not a bad rider at all.
No, that's right. But fitness is nowhere. You need to be a lot more than just the best legs now.
Yeah.
And that's probably changed really over the years, Bart. I mean, back in the day, the races were so long and not technical, but the bikes, of course, the bikes dictated they couldn't handle a track like this. Let's be honest, it would have been.
That's how it is. Yeah. No, but impressive anyway how Pidcock is doing it.
Marching on towards his first elite cross-country World Cup win, this man.
But even I think he did only one race before Alpstad, and it was a Swiss Cup Leukerbad on his mountain bike. What Mathieu van der Poel didn't do.
Yeah. And it's a big gap that's opened up here today. Well over the minute mark. Last lap here in Novia Mesto, Namaravi, Czech Republic. Round 2 of this year's Mercedes-Benz UCI Cross Country World Cup.
When the rain is coming in.
Oh, the rain's come. Yeah, it started raining just now, actually, out the window here. Heavily as well. Well, that won't make things any easier for this last bit of this last lap. Maybe the trees will keep it off the track up there a little bit, Bart.
It's not that far anymore.
We've seen Schurter be a victim of a sniper route that just took him down. Just like that.
Yeah.
Surprising you don't see more, actually, more mistakes from these riders, because it's so treacherous out there today.
It is. Yeah, not an easy course to ride. Andre Sink.
Flukiger going the other way.
Saru.
Good ride from Jordan Saru. Currently on the last step of the podium.
But this is your leader.
The last real climb for this man, Bart.
A kilometer to go to the finish line. Almost there.
Riding it as well up there now.
Yep. But he has time to relax as well a little bit, to recover and then take it a bit more precisely without any stress or without any pressure of somebody else besides you.
Early break from him, but he clearly knew that he could go from that far out.
Maybe he play a game with Mathieu van der Poel. And it went out the right direction for him, but he's also he's in a very good shape.
And we see Van der Poel, you know, it's usually him that's playing the games. Usually him that's testing all the riders around him.
It is.
Still a good ride. Still second place at a mountain bike World Cup, though, for Mathieu van der Poel. Let's not forget just how impressive he is today. It's just everyone has been absolutely eclipsed by the young British rider, Thomas Pidcock.
1 minute 18. 7 seconds to Matthias Flukiger for Van der Poel.
Can Flukiger catch him for second place? It takes something very special through the rock and roll then for Pidcock. Took it easy this time, why not? All the time in the world to play with. He could get off and walk to the finish line if he wanted to.
Sink on 4th place.
Been a hard ride for him.
Also the dropper seat goes down for him. Pidcock on the pump track.
Nearly there, Bart.
A big jump.
Yeah. Glad that went well. So close to the end.
He's happy with his performance. The AC/DC section for Van der Poel. Red Bull AC/DC.
I get the feeling that Van der Poel's not going to like this today, Bart.
No.
That's his job, to be the cyclocross rider that comes in.
Mostly you see riders on the 2nd and 3rd place smiling as well or being happy and wondering what Van der Poel does if he crosses the finish line.
Well, Thomas Pidcock has rode an amazing race. A perfect race, start to finish here today. The rain's coming down, it doesn't matter now. He can take all the time he wants in riding up to this line. The gap of over a minute. Thomas Pidcock is going to end a drought of 27 years since a British rider last won an Elite World Cup. Believe the hype. Thomas Pidcock wins in Nova Mesto Namaravi. His first cross-country World Cup win. And if he keeps coming back, it won't be his last. Incredible performance. And we might have seen that last week as well, Bart, if he hadn't had to start from the 9th row of the grid. Someone get him an Olympic ticket.
Yeah, he deserves that. What a performance he delivers.
First win as well for the Ineos Grenadiers. Plenty of success on the road. First time they've won off the road at the elite ranks.
Yeah, rain and sunshine on the same time.
Big ride again from Mathieu van der Poel. Looked good in the early stage of the race. But he didn't have anything for Thomas Pidcock today.
Second place for Mathieu van der Poel.
And it's Pidcock with the biggest winning margin ever here in Nova Mesto Namaravi. A minute back to Mathieu van der Poel. Matthias Flukiger. The form is there, Bart.
Yeah, it is.
3rd place today for him.
A great race for him.
Yeah, it was a great race for him. There's Van der Poel.
Well, Sink.
Didn't matter who would do the winning. Usually the biggest roar would be for this man, Andre Sink, today, of course. No crowd here. grandstand to his left, usually absolutely filled to the brim with passionate Czech fans. But a good ride for Ondřej Sink on the World Cup podium.
He's happy with that.
Yeah. So's the announcer. Great.
Hatherley on 5th place.
Yeah. So Alan Hatherley. Jordan Sarrou crosses the line.
Oh, no, it's
Excuse
Sarrou,
me, yeah, we missed him. Jordan Sarrou in 5th place. So it's Jordan Sarrou, the world champion, who takes the last step of the podium. Hatherley comes across the line in 6th. Oh, that one hurt.
He's happy with that. Sink. Here comes Nino Schurter.
He was in touch, actually, with Alan Hatherley and Jordan Sarrou then. Just went down pretty hard, actually, Bart, putting the front of the bike into a tree.
Yeah, he couldn't recover off that. He couldn't get back to Sarrou and Hatherley.
But Nino Schurter is going to come across the line in 7th place today. Another good ride as well for Cooper.
Anton Cooper.
Riding much better this year, Bart, Anton.
He's doing quite well.
Yeah.
8th place for Anton Cooper. Tito Acarot from France. After an unlucky race on Friday, where a technical problem dropped him back. 9th place. The second France rider. Thomas Griot, the 3rd French rider.
Going to be difficult for the Olympic selectors, Bart.
Here comes Sebastian Finney from Denmark, the best Danish rider.
That's right, Simon Andreasen unable to ride like he did at the first round here last year where he took the win.
So this might be an Olympic qualification for him.
Wow, big day in the saddle.
11th place for Sebastian Finney.
And for British fans, of course, the big question is, where is Romania's Vlad Dasculu? Needs a top 24 finish.
17th at the moment.
So it's looking good. There will then, we believe, be a spot open for Thomas Pidcock or for the Team GB in Tokyo.
Bartolomei Wawak for Poland. 12th place. Luca Braido, Italian champ, crossing the line. 13th place. Here comes Milan Vader, another Dutch rider.
Went so well here in 2020.
I think a strong ride for Valero. We saw him
right.
at the rear flat,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yes.
15th for Valero.
Here's Vlad Dasculu then.
Joshua Dubois, 16th, 17th, Vlad Dasculu.
So, it looks like Thomas Pidcock may be going to Tokyo. So complicated is the system that I dare say it's a dead cert, to be honest. But it looks good for him now. Very complicated to try and explain.
A crash of Christopher Blevins early in the race. Antoine Philippe, 21 position. But this man, Thomas Pidcock, the way how he performed in today's race in Nové Město na Moravě, impressive.
An unbelievable ride from him. Winning by a minute here in Nové Město. Let's go down to Lauren, who's with Tom Pidcock.
Tom, congratulations, your first Elite World Cup win and the first time since 1994 that a Brit has won a World Cup race. How does it feel to realise your ambition so quickly?
Honestly, I think I was born to do mountain bike, to be honest. It sounds stupid, but I think it's what I've done since I was little and what I've enjoyed the most. And coming here and winning an Elite World Cup, my second attempt, but my first attempt at equal playing field is, it's pretty insane, really.
And it was by the biggest winning margin we've ever seen at Novi Mesto Namarave. Have we seen the best of Tom Pidcock, or is that still to come?
I'm certainly in great shape. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I could come here and I'm not 100%, but yeah, I'm going to take a break now and then build. Yeah, hopefully towards the Olympics, and yeah, I think I've yeah, shown what I can do in a mountain bike, I guess.
On the Olympics, you went into today's race, and effectively your entry there was taken out of your hands. For a man as competitive and successful as you, how frustrating is that?
Yeah, it's a little bit well, it's not frustrating really, because I mean I would still be here racing today, so it doesn't really affect what's going on now. So yeah.
It was incredible to watch you race today, Tom. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Born to mountain bike. Hard to argue with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a look at him for the future.
Yeah. Let's see what he can do. And nice to hear him mention the Olympics himself. So hopefully we will see him in Tokyo. A minute the gap at the end then. Looking a brilliant ride for third. Schurter, the first time ever he has finished off the podium here in Novi Mesto since 2011 when we started racing here. Ladasculou may be the man that kept those British hopes.
Yeah, and Sebastian Finney for Denmark on the 11th place.
Haven't seen he down in 23rd today. Lars Forster, 28th. Sintsov, the Russian, 30th for him.
Koretsky on the 24th position.
The World Cup leader coming in. I don't think he will be leaving now, but Sam Gay, 36, the man who became under-23 world champion here in 2016. Teammates actually were Mathieu van der Poel. Battling with a low starting position today, I know.
Yeah, not a bad race for him, I think.
No, that's right.
Yeah, Matthias Flückiger, he was with Mathieu van der Poel for a while. Even he tried to overtake Mathieu van der Poel in the race. He finished third. He's in a great shape, but he has to respect the strength of this man, Mathieu van der Poel, who was pushing hard in the first few laps. Tried to take a win here in Novi Mesto on a course which he likes to ride, but probably not in his best shape at the moment, but not bad at all. Finished second. All came to this man here, Thomas Pidcock from the UK. And I think we can see much more of him in the future. He said, I'm born for mountain biking. And that's how it is. He's built. He has the perfect build for mountain biking. Crossing the line. Winning Novi Mesto Namarave. Congratulations, Thomas.
Here's your top three again then.
In third place today, riding for Thomas Art and Zwift Race, Matthias Flückiger.
Simon Burney giving him a nudge to get him over. Riding for Thomas. Good ride. Perhaps he had better legs last week, but mechanical ruled him out. Van der Poel takes second. But we haven't seen this moment for nearly 30 years. A Brit winning an elite World Cup cross-country race. Thomas Pidcock's done it today. Good race, Bart.
Yeah, great race.
So Mathieu van der Poel and Thomas Pidcock overtaking Koretsky in the overall standings.
Nino Schurter now on the 4th place.
Yes, interesting. Saru, the world champion, 6th for him. See down there in 10th, the Brazilian. Well, it's been an unbelievable performance by Thomas Pidcock. Join us in a few moments, myself and Bart. We'll have a look back at it with some more interviews in the post-show. We'll see you there.
Drew Bezanson on his way to one of the most remarkable mountain bike competitions, Red Bull Joyride. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master.
Did I underestimate it? Sure, yes I did. They're just seeing the finished product. They're not seeing the last 20 years of riding a bicycle.
His foray into the world of slopestyle, the learning curve, Drew Bezanson, now available on Red Bull TV.
4 generations of mountain bike athletes. 2 weeks in the middle of nowhere.
This is the coolest place I've ever been.
A foreboding place for people if they're not prepared.
The challenge of their lifetime.
To me, that was by far the sickest big mountain line I've ever done.
Riding the Tachincini.
That was scary.
Now available on Red Bull TV.
It was like, sweet, I've done a competition, I'm back. But then life kicks you in the butt again and says, not yet.
After being diagnosed with 2 autoimmune diseases, Emil Johansson is fighting to stay ahead of his illness.
Every stress situation is triggering this virus.
I'm just trying to look forward and hope it stays on the stable side.
Emil, Every Mystery I've Lived, the next chapter. Now available on Red Bull TV.
High in the Arctic Circle, devoid of human life. With the bike on the back, they embark on an adventure which will test their skills and also their sanity.
This place definitely makes you feel very small.
Watch North of Nightfall, available on Red Bull TV.
When you have found your passion, time and space seem endless. A cinematic journey from lush coastal jungles to otherworldly landscapes. Join Brandon Semenuk, Emil Johansson, and friends in an extraordinary adventure. Return to Earth. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back to the Mercedes-Benz race review here in Novia Mesto Namaravi, where we have just seen some history made. Thomas Pidcock becoming the first British rider to win in 27 years. And I've got to say, Bart, on a personal level, blimey, it does feel good to have a Brit in front of a Dutchman for once.
Finally.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been all going your way with Van der Poel, but wasn't that a performance from Pidcock today? I mean, you said before the race, I don't think you're that surprised. It may be surprised how he did it.
Yeah, he went quite early in the race, I thought, but I think the way how Van der Poel beat Pidcock in the last short track race from Friday, I think that made something angry in Pidcock, and that gives that guy so much energy, and he delivered it in this race. So yeah, that's the way actually how these riders are pushing each other forwards. And also in the race, I think Mathieu, he was controlling the race the first few laps. But Pidcock, he felt as well that he was stronger than Van der Poel is. But,
I mean, the way that Van der Poel rides, he needs the form to back it up. There is no quarter given. He goes as hard as he can go, it seems. You know what I mean? As long as he can go. He doesn't particularly... Well, he's not someone you ever see sort of sitting back, is he? Van der Poel, start of a race, he likes to lead from the front. That's how he does it, when he can do it, when he can do it.
He tries out his other riders, and he did that as well today. It was only Pidcock who could follow him. And immediately, Nido, he blew up as well, I think he did, because he was in that chasing group of 3 for a while. But Pidcock, he felt as well, I'm much stronger today, and I will show it as well, and that's what he did quite early in the race.
And a massive winning margin today as well, Bart. A minute, which, let's have a look, since 2011.
Yeah, and it even has been more, I think, in the race. Van der Poel, he came back a little bit during the race in the last few laps, but maybe also Pidcock slowed down. He didn't have to take any risks. Of course, the course was quite slippery still, but we saw that crash of Nino Schurter as well on that big road. Even he had to take some care in the last few laps.
Absolutely, he did. Well, Mathieu van der Poel didn't have a bad day. Here he is with Lauren.
Mathieu, congratulations. A second place to round out your short World Cup season. Are you happy with that performance?
Yeah, I'm happy. It was already a lot better than last week. I was good at my own pace, but I had no response when Tom attacked, so it was really strong today, and I'm happy I could ride to the second place.
You really did control the pace in the opening laps. Did that perhaps come back to bite you a little bit when Tom attacked?
No, not really, because I didn't really have the feeling that I burned myself or that I had to slow down. It was just Tom that accelerated on the steepest climb here, and yeah, he's very lightweight, of course, and it was just, like I said, I was good at my own pace, but I don't have the real attack in the legs. But I hope that will come soon.
There was a good battle ensuing between you and Matthias Flukiger. Are you happy with how you adapted your race plan to keep his attacks at bay?
Yeah, for sure. I had to recover a bit after Tom attacked, and then I rode a pretty steady second half of the race, so I can be happy with that, and should be okay with some more training, and then I hope to be at my top level in a few months.
And the most important thing, are we going to see you back here on a mountain bike in 2022?
For sure, yeah.
Awesome, can't wait.
Thank you.
Sounded all fired up there, Van der Poel. He's back. We're going to see him again this year by the sounds of it. And, you know, he touched on something there that you spoke about, that Thomas Pidcock perhaps is the perfect build for mountain biking.
Yeah, 50 kilos light, Van der Poel a bit heavier, and on that steep climb, that never-ending climb, he ran away. Van der Poel wasn't able to follow him. He said maybe with a bit more specific training for mountain biking, he could do that in a few months' time. So at least he's hungry to increase his form.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did say there that he didn't have perhaps the best form, although he did ride into second place. It was a real battle as well, wasn't it, with Matthias Flukiger?
Yeah, it was a real battle, and he knew as well he needs these points for that leader's jersey, even if he doesn't do the next round. He likes to go away here with that leader's jersey, and he was fighting really hard with Matthias Flukiger for that, even when Matthias tried to get away of him, and he responds that attack quite easily. And later on, it was Mathieu van der Poel actually who ran away and took that second place safely. And here he comes, crossing the finish line, second place.
Still an incredibly strong ride. I mean, the simple fact is, no one had an answer for Thomas Pidcock today. Here's Matthias Flukiger with Lauren.
Matthias, congratulations, a third-place podium to round out Novi Mesto. How do you assess your performance?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I don't know, I didn't feel pretty strong in the morning, so yeah, I'm a bit surprised, and I'm pretty happy, I have to say. I did some mistake and in some climbs on the routes, but probably everybody did some mistakes, so it's so then it's the same. But yeah, more or less, I'm pretty happy. Yes.
Good. We saw you launch a number of attacks on Mathieu van der Poel, but where did he get the better of you?
Yeah, I tried. On some parts I feel stronger, and on some parts, Mathieu was stronger. So I tried it, and yeah, you know, if you go over the limit, so and then you come in a technical climb, so it's hard to balance, your effort, and yeah, I did then always some mistakes, and yeah, finally he was stronger.
It was a brilliant battle to watch.
Sorry, once again?
Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
But, you know, it was a brilliant ride. Matthias, he's there, isn't he? He's close.
He's very close, yeah. And, yeah, he's a real mountain biker. And also, yeah, he might be in for another win next time.
Are you coming out to celebrate with me tonight? I mean, I know you seem a little subdued after that, what's just happened. But, of course, 3 decades have passed. I've got to go big, haven't I?
Let's wait for the next race.
Okay, well, that is Leogang in Austria, our first double-header of 2021. Starts on Friday, June the 11th at 5:20. Saturday, it is the downhill. More cross-country action on Sunday. So the opening race for the downhillers this year, but A great venue, the scene of last year's World Championships. Hopefully it'll be a little bit drier this year.
I hope some better conditions, yes.
But what a day we've had here at Novio Mesto.
A great
Superb.
day. It is, yeah.
It's been an amazing weekend. Thanks for joining us at home, Bart. Thank you again for your invaluable help.
It has been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in Leogang. Cheers
Goodbye.
for now.
Yeah. My time has arrived, I can't hesitate. Nothing is in my way. Knocking down barricades. On a different type of time, dreams are never late. From the jump, I'm the person you can never break.